What is up, everybody? It's your boy Robbie Dagger back again for a Mobius Final Fantasy March 1st calendar. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome. It's great to see you guys. In this one, we're going to talk all about the calendar for March, and I'll be giving you a little bit of extra info and my best advice as far as if you're a newer player, continuing player, either way. So let's get started. So the first thing we're seeing for March 1st, this is coming tonight, is the Warrior of Despair Chapter 2, The Calm. So some new story for us to play through featuring our new playable character Graph. And then we get a boosted greater summoning featuring Gardine. This is going to be our first job coming to us. I took a look at the job. The job looks pretty decently strong with kind of a bad weapon. So it's a very avoidable job, I would say. But we are getting a new Supreme card, the Eden Final Fantasy VIII card, which I don't know a whole lot about, but what I do know is that it is a Monk Supreme Water Element AoE card. So, new card, new Monk card. Monks are probably super excited right now, I know I am. So that's going to be really cool coming to us. So in a week after, on the 7th, we're going to be seeing the Final Fantasy 14 Ultima weapon. So this is, I believe, the third time this has come to us, but this is always really exciting when it does come, because there are very exclusive weapons that only are available during this time period where Ultima weapon is available, and they're actually pretty dang good weapons. They have like reunion on them and like boost ult. They can be really good for a lot of different kinds of gameplay. I pretty much use them all the time in single player, no matter what I'm doing. I use them a lot in towers, and you know, they're just good all around. And the cool thing about this, and the reason why you're gonna want to do this no matter what, is because we're getting the two weapons for. There's going to be one for Sophie and one for Graph in here, so you're going to want to pick both of those new weapons up. Those haven't been available to you at all before. The other thing is, if you're a newer player and you are missing some weapons, these are awesome weapons to have for your other characters like the Warrior of Light or Sarah or Maya. So definitely get up in there. You might need some help. This is in the past, it's been one of the hardest fights, I guess, in this game. But if you do it with the Dreamer Society, you're going to get in there and get done in basically fractions of the time. So that's really cool. That's coming our way on the 7th. Also, this is exciting for anybody who's missing some EX jobs. There's going to be an EX job revival greater summon. So this is pretty cool because, you know, you can only get these special jobs during this period, and they have amazing weapons, and they're actually really strong jobs that you don't want to miss out on. So awesome. Probably the most worth it thing you can summon on this month, honestly, unless you're just wailing. So the same day we'll also see the White Day campaign. So this is it's an interesting campaign. Basically, we get extra skill unlock rate increases by taking Moogles with us. So you just like put a Moogle on during this week, and you'll have an extra skill unlock rate bonus. So that's always nice. On the 8th will be Mobius Day. On the 11th, we'll finally see. Okay, so this is actually dope. I know I'm not the only one who's looking forward to this card. So the Rift is a new area in Mobius Final Fantasy. Very hard. It's some endgame stuff for sure, and that's how you can get cards that are just as strong as Supreme cards. You can farm cards in there, but it takes over 1,000 tablets, so you have to have a lot of tablets. So start collecting those tablets. The reason why I'm excited about seeing Shiva here is because Shiva actually has a version of, basically Shiva's card is Ice or Water Minwu. So if you know what Minwu is in this game, it's the Ultima attack. It's basically a water version of that. So that card is actually really good. It's got like, what has it got? Unguard on it, which will help you do maximum damage to basically anything, and you can just blow stuff up. Very excited to see this. I'm probably gonna start. This will be probably the first card that I start working on, probably Shiva card, because it's the most I'm excited about out of all the Rift cards coming out. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. On the 15th, we'll see the second part of the Calm part 2. And then we'll also see the Torador, I guess it's called. This is our next graph job. He's the attacker. The first graph job was the breaker. He's got a more decent weapon. I think the Torador has a better weapon than the first job Guardian, but still not really worth boosting if you do get it. I would probably just stick with the Ultima weapon for now until we get better jobs or better weapons for him. If you've got something like, oh, actually you can't use any other jobs, you can't use anybody else's weapon for this character, so yeah, I would just stick with the Ultima weapon card for now, unless you really like one of these weapons. We'll talk about this more when the banner comes out. We'll talk about the weapons and the jobs, power, and stuff more on the specific banner reviews. There is, just want to mention this really quick, there's like no card info for this job right here. So if you look in the official news, there's no info on the Eden card, and there's no info really on the Guardian job. So we'll look at that separately in its own little video. Yggdrasil's always changing around, so that's going to change again on the 15th. Don't want to spend too much time talking about that. On the 22nd is going to be our Maya Tower. Our favorite character in Mobius Final Fantasy. Well, other than Sarah, of course. You know, Sarah is the best. Sarah is the best. So this is also... I meant to talk about this last month. The job-specific Supreme Summons. To me, you guys, the Supreme Summon isn't worth it anymore. Because of the difference, because of the way the job pull, I mean the Supreme pull is now, how you can pull a Supreme basically on any regular summon. Basically, this doesn't boost the first 6 slots. It only works on its own 7th slot. And you get 1% for each slot. So basically 6 separate 1% chances to get a Supreme pull, a Supreme summon every time you do a summon anyway. So there's almost no point in using your resources on Supreme specific types of summons, if that makes sense. I would definitely never, ever, ever pull on one of these, especially with the new way that we can get Supremes really easily in this game. So that's my thoughts on that. There's going to be a shop sale at the end of the month. You guys, if you're not checking the shop every day, definitely remember to check it like every day, because there's exclusive items in there that are really good. You can only buy them once a day. And it changes every day. We've talked about it in the past, but just a reminder if you haven't been looking. I know I forget to look some days. So all in all, not a whole lot going on this month. Honestly, it's a really good month to save. My best free-to-play advice for you would be to complete all the content. Don't do one single summon on these banners, because there's not going to be exciting cards on these banners at all. And the jobs are pretty so-so compared to the other jobs we've got right now in the game. I would say summon on the EX job Revival Greater Summon if you need one of these jobs, because they are pretty damn great and they have amazing weapons. And I'm looking forward to the Rift, working on the Rift. I'm gonna avoid this as well, the Torador, and the ranking event's always fun. That's always interesting. And then I'm totally gonna avoid this. I'm not gonna be summoning on the Supreme Summon at all. For me personally, I'll probably do a few summons on the EX Revival Greater Summon, because I want Batmaya. I want this guy too, the Gambler. So that'll be cool. Oh, let me see. It actually only says the Gambler and the Nightwalker will be added to the lineup. I'm not sure if it's going to change around, like flip around. I'm actually missing both the Gambler and the Nightwalker, so it would be awesome to have them. Let me know what your thoughts for this month are. Let me know how you feel about the calendar. I think it's an amazing month to save your resources and to kind of chill and catch up. And if you're already caught up, it's a great it's a great time to farm Magicite and spend a lot of time in multiplayer, since we will be having the Ultima weapon coming our way. There's going to be a reason to get in there and farm. Make sure you get up in there and farm anyway, at least a little bit, so you can get those weapons and the summon tickets for when Ultimate Weapon comes around. So don't forget any of that. Thank you so much for being here, joining me on this little episode. I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure you do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button. Share this around if you feel like it'll help anybody else. And most of all, feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you nothing, and it helps this channel out a whole lot. Thank you all so much. I'll see you soon. I'll catch you later.